Hey everyone, Esther L. Jones here, artist, ceramicist, and magical freaking unicorn. And I am going to share with you tonight why I like unicorns and why they're so special to me and which ones I like best. That's going to be the in addition to the other things that I usually share. And in addition to my explanation on the blog of the phrase magical freaking unicorn and why I call myself a magical freaking unicorn. I'll give you a hint though. It's because, as Bob the Tomato replied famously to Larry the Cucumber when he complained about not having any hands, Larry, it's for the kids. So that's my hint, and you can hop over to the blog, link below, and see what that's all about. But we're going to talk about unicorns today, and then I'm going to tell you about this week in the studio. So, why are unicorns special to me? Let's start with my future husband gave me a unicorn little statuette. It was a metal one, and it was gorgeous. I loved it so much, and so that started me on a kind of a quest to understand about unicorns. And I learned quickly that unicorns in mythology, certain eras of it, represent the incarnation of Christ. To me, that's super important. So um, I really enjoyed that symbolism, and I actually began to collect unicorns. Now, there came a time in my life when I was convinced by others that unicorns were evil and I had to get rid of them, had to get rid of all my beautiful unicorn collection, and I did. Um, but I have recently started collecting them again and calling myself a magical freaking unicorn. So that's why they're so important to me, and I wanted to share that. I'm going to share my favorite kind of unicorn with you, and a couple of photos of artworks with unicorns on them right there. And let's talk about it a little bit. One of the main mythologies about unicorns is that they can be caught. The only way they can be caught is if a young virgin goes and sits in under a tree nearby where there are unicorns, and a unicorn will come and fall asleep in her lap, and the unicorn can be caught. Now, the unicorn can't be caught any other way. So you can't chase them down. They're too fast and they're too easy. They can hide easily. So, and that came to mean an incarnation of Christ. Since then, oh my goodness, have we ever blown up the unicorn into a completely different thing? Now unicorns are they're generally white, and they have rainbow hair, and they have flowing locks, and they look like horses. And we love them. And certain contingents of society have taken them as symbols. And part of that is for the same reason that I love them. Unicorns are rare, and they symbolize authenticity or purity and magical, being magical. So, so often people thought that the horn of the unicorn, if you could catch a unicorn, the the horn of the unicorn could heal you and clean up poisoned water. So if it stirred the water with its horn, it wouldn't be poisoned anymore. That blew up into other things like people pretending that their narwhal horn that they caught off in the ocean was a unicorn horn and powdering that and selling it as, oh, all kinds of things, a medication, powdering it and selling it for all kinds of ailments and that sort of thing, kind of a snake oil type deal. And even today, you see that the all rhinoceroses are on the endangered list because of stealing their horn, which for some is a unicorn because it's one horn, right? But and doing the same thing, they powder it and then sell it to solve people's issues, whether health or otherwise. And of course, it's totally unfounded that it works at all. So we're killing off killing off rhinoceroses for no reason. And that's really sad. So, but that was one of the things that unicorns could do. There are lots of historical texts that talk about unicorns. And if you look into them, a lot of them, it turns out, are describing actual animals that do exist. But there are a few which describe the unicorn as we kind of know it today. Now, so I'm going to show you one of the unicorns that is my total favorite. I'm going to put an image of it right here. So in some of the texts, unicorns were kind of a mix mash of other animals, not just a horse with a wavy mane and a horn. Unicorns were more like a goat in size, okay, or a deer in size. And they had cloven hooves, not like a horse. A horse just has one hoof, but a unicorn has split hooves. And they had a lion's mane, and they had a lion's tail. And then, of course, they had the famous horn. This particular image, I think the horn just looks a little too long, but it's cool nonetheless. It's the kind of unicorn that I imagine when I'm thinking about unicorns. So that's my favorite kind of unicorn. And then there's a lot of unicorns that are in art. There's a famous set of tapestries in the cloisters in New York that show the story or the tale of capturing a unicorn. And you've probably seen that image. In fact, when I mention unicorns, that one may have come to your head. You may have already thought of that one. And then this one right here is your typical maiden sits under the tree and the unicorn comes and falls asleep in her lap. So my vision of that unicorn is a little bit different than the one in this image. As I said, I prefer the more lion's mane, lion's tail, and, you know, a beard like a goat's beard, and uh, feathered um, legs, you know, with uh, flowing locks kind of coming off here. I like that part too. So that is the kind of unicorn that is my favorite, and that is why I like them. They're mysterious, they're rare, they're magical, and to me, they represent the incarnation of Christ, the fact that Christ came to be with us. So that's not in scripture. That's not a scriptural concept. It's a mythical concept that has a it's an allegory. It's a metaphor. And so just to be sure that there's nowhere in the Bible that says the unicorn is a representation of Christ's incarnation. You can find a word that is translated unicorn in scripture. And if you read the description, it doesn't sound anything like our unicorn. So you can actually go, and I do recommend the Wikipedia article on this, because just for fun reading, if you really want to do some serious research, obviously you're not going to look at Wikipedia or cite Wikipedia, but it's a really fun article to read, and tells you there's a unicorn sort of creature in many, many cultures. So, and it kind of spells each one out. So it's a fun read. So I recommend that you go and read that. But it's not in scripture as a representative of the incarnation of Christ. So don't think that I'm saying that's not in the Bible. So, this week in the studio, I hope you're enjoying the video that's playing of me working in the studio this morning. I worked a little bit on my newest painting, and then I did some work on a gigantic bowl that a family member requested. I'm working to, as I mentioned, as part of my trajectory for 2023, I want to make something ceramic for each of my family members for who I haven't made anything for. I'll be honest, part of that is because sometimes when you're trying to sell your art, and your art's coming from your heart, and it feels like nobody wants to buy it, sometimes you just really want some appreciation for what you do. So I'm taking some time, because my family is so supportive of my art, to thank them and make something that they really want. So I had a family member request this gigantic salad bowl, and you'll see me working on it in the video. I also made some more octopus mugs. People really like those octopus mugs, so there'll be a couple showing up in the shop in the next couple of weeks. So if you like those, you'll need to pop over there and grab them quickly, because they'll go fast. What else? I'm planning a bisque and a glaze fire within the next couple of weeks as well. I got to get those hearts and stuff out for Valentine's Day. I hope I have time to do that. Um, oh, and one other thing that's been happening in the studio this week. Let me tell you about my dogs, okay? I have two beautiful dogs. I've probably showed them to you before. I love them dearly, but one of them has separation anxiety. Yeah. And the way my living situation is now, I live in an upstairs apartment. The upstairs apartment is all mine. It's kind of my space where I can go. But my parents live in their house downstairs, and I go down to cook supper for them every night and visit with them and stuff. And it turns out that my black dog Jubilee does not like it when I go downstairs. Now, I can leave any other time. I can get in the car and drive off. It doesn't bother the dogs. I can walk away. I can go on my daily walks. And then when I come back, everything's fine. But if I go downstairs, and I don't know if it's because they can hear my voice or whatever, it just drives her nuts. And what she does is hunt down paper to chew on. So she's torn up music books that I happen to leave laying out. Bad on me for leaving them laying out, but they're a music book. Why would you chew on it? You're a dog. Dogs don't eat paper, right? Wrong. It might be a cardboard box. It could be any number of things. If there's something in the trash can in the living room, which I keep there because, you know, students have gum and I have trash that I need to throw away quickly. If I leave that full or with a few things in it, they'll pull out that trash can and drag out everything out of it. Well, I came home. I came back upstairs last night, and Juby had pulled down one of my most expensive sets of pastels. She wasn't interested in the pastels. She was interested in the cardboard box that they were in. But did the pastels get damaged? Yes, they did. And all over the carpet. So now I've got some carpet cleaning to do because this carpet does not belong to me. So, yeah. And then it happened again today. She pulled it down. So now I figured out how she's getting to it and I've got that blocked off. Oh my gosh, that's happening in the studio. Those sticks of pastel are super expensive, y'all. Over $6 per stick, and there are a dozen sticks in that collection. So do the math. It's really too much to be having your dog chew up, right? So that's one thing going on. So I'm continuing to tweak the website, so it's looking a little bit different every time that I do it. I'm making some additions to it, or working on making some additions to it now. So, by the way, have you visited the website? Or are you just getting your stuff from here on YouTube? I would like to know that. Please tell me in the comments. And if you have visited the website, did you notice that you can start a conversation on there on the blog posts? It's really easy. You just scroll down and there's a place to put your message in, and you put your message in and I will approve it and I will answer it. So if you ever have a question, and I'm just a reminder that if you want to know why I call myself a magical freaking unicorn music teacher or art teacher or artist or potter, you can go over there and find out what that's all about. So I invite you to my website, and I would love to hear what you have to say about my blog article that's the companion to this vlog. So I hope you enjoyed it tonight. Or I should say today, I record usually at night, so it's night for me here. And then I'll get that up on the YouTube hopefully by in the morning on Friday. And then the blog post companion will be posted around the same time as well. All right, everyone. Since I said that, you know what time it is. I want to encourage you to look for the music, listen for the colors, reach out for the magic, and awaken the wonder and worship in your heart. Godspeed. Bye.